Hey y'all, welcome back to another car chit chat. Welcome back to another car chit chat. Chiggity chat. Hey y'all, I'm Renee. Welcome back. Hey y'all, I'm Renee. Welcome back to another car chit chat. I just came home because I forgot my phone today. So it's 11:19. I just came to the house to get my personal phone because I left that sitting on the counter this morning. Grabbed the work phone, but did not grab my personal. So yeah, now, and I grabbed a handful of snacks, y'all. But I wanted to, let me come talk to my people. So, how about, I had a situation where I felt like people don't want you to change. I ain't even going into all the details, but people don't want you to change sometimes. Don't it seem like that? Like, can I not evolve? Can I not be better? Why I can't be happy? Y'all want me to walk around being an angry black woman just because I was an angry black woman at one point in time in my life? That little section is over. I've moved on. I've healed. I'm happy now. It's just like people want you to, how do I word this? If you don't know me now, you don't know me. Like, you knew me 3 years ago, or you knew me 4 years ago, 10 years ago. You don't know who I am right now. You can't say you know who I am, but you don't know, you don't know who I am in the moment. So, like, you know who I am. Yes, you know me, but you don't know the person that I am. Am I wording that correctly? Like, you might know of me, but you don't know who I am today. Because I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago. Like, I'm a different person now. So it's like, I just was hit with a situation yesterday where it's clear that the person in this certain situation was used to the old me. And I felt like they wanted the old me to come out. But no, I don't really care. I don't care about a lot of things I used to give energy to. I don't give energy to that. If you in your 40s and you giving energy to minute problems, I'm taking everything at face value. Like, that's what it is. I used to admit I was a sucker. Well, actually, I'm just sitting here, y'all, thinking about how I used to be a pure tea sucker. I was a pure sucker. Like, I didn't go off of actions. I went off of words. And where I'm at in my life today, this big grown age, I don't care about nothing you say. All I care about is what you do, what you actually physically do, what you show me in that capacity. That's what I care about. And I just was sitting here thinking, and I'm just really thankful for maturing, thankful for the opportunity to be in the land of the living and to have experienced so many different sections, like so many different stages of life. I'm happy. And I was sitting there, I had to have a conversation with somebody, y'all. I'm gonna stop talking in circles. I had a conversation with someone And it was kind of a tough conversation. And I'm proud of myself, though, because it's a conversation that I don't think I would have had 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I know for a fact 5 years ago. I needed to have conversations like this 5 years ago, but I didn't have them. I didn't stand on business when it came to me 5 years ago. I didn't have boundaries, healthy boundaries when it came to me. I've always struggled, and I don't know why. I've always struggled with implementing boundaries when it comes to me, even though I respect other people's boundaries. So, anyway, I had a conversation about my expectations when it comes to friendships, my expectations when it comes to dating, my expectations when it comes to boundaries and support, and what that looks like for me. And I think that anyone that wants to be in my life as a friend or as someone who's interested in me these days, I'm not trying to teach you how to do anything when it comes to me, but I'm gonna communicate to you how I prefer to be loved, how I prefer to be dated, and I would like you to do the same to me. Like, I want you to communicate as a new friend, like, hey friend, I'm not the type of friend that uses the B word loosely, you know, even though I don't really either. I say it, but not too loosely, you know, but I'm using that as an example. If we're new friends and we have like a budding friendship, and I want us to have healthy communication. I think that's very important. And I realized I used to be a sucker because I never really was good. As much as I like to talk, I wasn't good at communicating. I'm just doing a whole bunch of talking and ain't saying shit. Like, what part of the game is that? Like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just talking. Everybody know I talk a lot. Y'all know that. But I won't really say nothing. Nothing of substance or value, because I wasn't speaking up when I needed to. I'm suppressing emotions and not standing on business when they come to me, and it caused me to like resent a lot of people. I remember one time when I was going through a very much depressed stage of my life, but I wasn't vocal about it. And I remember resenting certain family members because they didn't realize that I was depressed and that I needed help. I wasn't vocal about it. They used to me being strong Renee that don't nothing get to, that don't nothing bother. And when I really was going through, I resented them very much so. And when I look back on it, when I came up out of it, I'm like, girl, you didn't even speak up. Ask for help. I was a sucker. And so when I say I was a sucker, I'm not saying I was a sucker in the way that y'all might have thought. I'm like, I was a sucker when it came to me. But right now, I'm not operating like that anymore. I'm no longer a sucker when it comes to me. I very much stand on business when it comes to me, and I very much love myself, and I walk in that on a daily basis. So that conversation that I had yesterday, I feel good about it because, you know, it was needed. And sometimes it doesn't feel good in the moment. I really don't like confrontation or things that can be escalated because, you know, but it is what it is. I have to step out of my comfort zone and go there. So that's all I had to say. I'm feeling real good about not being a sucker no more these days. Real good. Fuel always low. But I just ate a Go-Gurt, some Welch's gummies. I got a couple more pieces of candy. I know some nigga be like, my mama say eat my snacks. And I got some chips. So, yeah, I went home for that phone. Ended up walking the dog. And just took all Tony's snacks. I needed a little pick-me-upper. Alright, y'all. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see y'all next time on Renee's World. Yeah.